All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. Now, I sound much better than last time, and I'm gonna admit, I'm like convention time. Yes, I had Rona, and I was pissed. So from the last episode that I did, we really excuse me. I'm slowly recovering, by the way, slowly but surely. But yeah, I last time I did the episode, we did the Ramstein episode where I just reviewed my experience, coming back from San Antonio. I want to say though, even though my theory was that I think I got sick because I was over there and after the concert, it was more like, okay, there's too many people, I'm not wearing a mask, there's a possibility I might get Rona. The thing though, however, I have a feeling that I got Rona when I was already here back in Houston. So, and the reason why is because Monday, I take that back. Okay, the concert was on Saturday. Sunday, I was, trying to recover physically from all the headbanging and all of that. And then Monday, I come back to Houston and I was just fine. Tuesday was the day when I started feeling iffy. Like I was at work, like I came back to work, again, my brain wasn't, technically back from San Antonio. I was still like in San Antonio mode, but like it took a while for me to like mentally come back. And so like I remember Tuesday, I was at work, I started feeling this itch on my throat and I'm like, why is it burning me? Like it felt like I wanted a cough so bad. And then we did the I did the Ramstein episode the next day, having those symptoms. I got the fever and whatnot, and I got tested. And then the next day after I uploaded the episode, yep, I had Rona. Like they confirmed, like, yeah, you tested positive for, COVID. And I was like, well, fuck me. I'm like, great. I never thought I would be one of those people that, have Rona twice in their lifetime, so, but the good thing though is that I'm already recovering. Like I'm feeling much better. There's the cough still here and there, coming back, but other than that, I'm doing awesome. I'm actually finally I'm finally going back to work tomorrow. So I was like, oh, yes, perfect timing. And then best of all, we're doing a brand new episode as promised. As of today is the brand new release of the Slipknot The End So Far album. And I did say I was going to go ahead and do it. And trust me, when the album came out like at 11 o'clock yesterday, and I was having problems going to sleep and everything, and I was going through my TikTok and Slipknot, I follow them on TikTok too. By the way, follow me on TikTok if you guys are interested. It's Lielers, Lielers on TikTok. And I was, going through my For You page, and I follow Slipknot obviously on TikTok, and they were already broadcasting the album, and I was like, oh, we're already doing it. But I was like, no, because I think they were already broadcasting like halfway through the album, and I was like, let me just go ahead and wait till tomorrow, So the album came out, I listened to its entirety literally maybe like at 5 o'clock. I was so busy today because of school and everything. Yes, I still have a school life, just because I have Rona does not mean that my school assignments are gonna stop. The only good thing was that, yeah, I kind of had a mini vacation after, well, it wasn't even a vacation at this point. It was just like, trying to survive Rona again. It wasn't as bad as the first time, by the way. Like I was mentioning, it wasn't as bad as the first time, because the first time, I swear, I lost my sense of smell, and I was kind of sad and depressed about that. But this time around, like I just basically couldn't smell on my left side of my face. The other side I could smell. Obviously I had to just stick with the whole, hot fluids, drink hot tea, basically stay in my room literally the whole time. It was really hard, by the way. I'm getting off track, but we're coming back. But it was really, really hard for me to, recover at home, because I have guinea pigs in my room, and, my guinea pigs are really sensitive. But, I have masks apparently roaming around in my room. So like whenever I had to, you know, clean their cage, I had to have a mask on. And I swear, like, even Nugget was making me laugh. And like you know, he managed to get out of his little box and just started roaming around in my room. And I found that so adorable. And I'm just like, bro, you're so lucky. I'm sick right now. If not, I could give you like so many kisses. Like, if, oh, it's so adorable. But anywho, getting sidetracked. Again, I'm getting better now from Rona, so excuse me if I still continue to cough. Anywho, but yes, the new Slipknot album has come out. And yes, we're going to be talking about each song, like what do I have my opinions on each song. We'll probably dive into a few lyrics here and there. There is something else I noticed, like music wise, and you will see that so much of it. But anywho, the new album came out, and the thing is that originally, and I think I mentioned this in previous episodes, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the Rammstein album, or sorry, not album, in the Rammstein episode, I was a little bit worried, a little bit hesitant that, you know, Slipknot has released this new album in a short time span since We're Not Your Kind came out. Now, the thing is that, yeah, We're Not Your Kind came out not too long ago. I believe it was in 2019, because literally that was when me and my ex were dating at the time. And so when it came out, I noticed that there was a pattern since I've been listening to Slipknot. And I think I already told my story of how I started listening to Slipknot. Again, make sure to listen to my episode where I review the concert when I went to go see when I went to go see Slipknot live in concert. Definitely check that out and hear my story of how I got into Slipknot. But we're not talking about how I got into it. We're talking about the music itself. But as a Slipknot fan for I don't know how many years, I noticed there was a pattern of how long they usually prolong their new album. For those that do not know, their self-titled Slipknot album came out in 1999. I was barely like 4, maybe 4 or 3 or 4 when it came out. I forgot what day exactly. And then after that, like 1999, 2000, 2001, 2 years later, Iowa came out. And when Iowa came out, it was literally maybe it was not even not too long after 9/11. So when the album got released, it was a little bit too premature to be releasing an albums with so much, you know, energy. And so Iowa did not do as well as expected. And the thing is that album is amazing. Like, I swear, I think Iowa at the time when I was listening to Slipknot in the beginning, it used to be one of my favorite albums. And again, it doesn't get praised as much. But when Iowa came out, they just basically said, like, Slipknot just said, you know what, we're gonna take a break. And it was like, what, 3 years or so. It's not bad. But after 3 years, Volume 3 came out. And after that, I was like, oh my God, you know, I was like, Volume 3 was really good. I'm not kidding. That was my, I guess to this day, maybe. To this day, it still continues to be one of my favorite albums. Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. And then after that, 4 years later, in 2008, that's when I originally started listening to Slipknot for myself. In 2008, All Hope Is Gone. Who knows? All Hope Is Gone came out in 2008, and then after that, they still released like a few albums here and there. Like, they released the 10th anniversary edition a year later. But we literally, like, after the events of, you know, Paul Gray passing out, there was a big hiatus with Slipknot itself. So we didn't get a new album until Chapter 5, The Great Chapter, was released in 2014. So that was like, what? I can't do math right now. 7 years? No. 6 years. Okay, guys, I'm majoring in communications, not, you know, accounting or something. I'm terrible in math. Now I am. Back then I wasn't, but I don't do math anymore, so there's that. Anywho, because of that, you know, it took 6 years for, let me just make sure, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I was about to say, I'm over here like, hold up, I don't think I have my math right. Anywho, ever since that whole thing with Paul Gray passing out, yeah, Slipknot did took a while. Like, we never knew, like, we didn't know what fate was with Slipknot after Paul Gray died, because it was one of the founding members. And then same thing with Joey Jordison leaving the band. Like, we were like worried that was the end of Slipknot. But the Great Chapter came out 2014, and then 5 years later, We're Not Your Kind came out. I remember when We're Not Your Kind, before it came out, they released that single, All of Life, which we're gonna dive into that in a bit. Like, I literally just want to do this quick introduction before we start diving into this whole album, because at the end of the day, I'm telling y'all why I kind of was worried that, this album came out, and I'm like, hold up, like, is it too soon? We're Not Your Kind came out in 2019, and the thing is that, in my personal opinion, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I love Slipknot. Slipknot is considered one of my favorite bands of all time. However, We're Not Your Kind came out, it kind of left me worried about the future of the band, because some of these songs were just not it for me. And the thing is that, I think it was like, what, 4 or 5, I don't even remember how many songs. They weren't even considered songs. They were just musical. That's it. Like, intermissions between songs. And I was just like, I kind of am worried even more. From this album overall, Unsainted was a really great song. Birth of the Crow is one of my favorite songs of this whole album entirely. But everything else was just like, like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like Spiders. Red Flag was kind of alright there. My Pain, not so much. Solway Firth, I swear, even though they performed this, and I remember I talked about my review on the concert, when they played it, I was just like, I hate the song, only because I repeated it so much to myself that I just, and Nero Forte, or Nero 4, was okay, I guess decent, but it didn't give me that same vibe of other albums, like, All Hope Is Gone, and all the albums that, I just mentioned. All of those albums gave me hype. Like, literally, from All Hope Is Gone, I think there's only like 2 songs that I don't listen to the most. The Great Chapter, even in the Great Chapter, I think I listened to most of the songs. I think I want to say which one would be one of my least favorite songs from this album. Even in the special edition, they included some new songs in there, like Override and The Burden. I love those songs. If you guys have not listened to it, definitely check those out. It's worth it. The Negative One was even one of my favorite songs too. But overall, Kill Pop was my favorite song from the Great Chapter. So, like, even in the Great Chapter, after that whole hiatus, Slipknot still brought it. So when We're Not Your Kind came out, I was just worried that the next album, which is, again, The End So Far, I was worried that we were probably going to get that same, songs here, intermissions also here, and I'm just like, so I was a little bit worried. And honestly, though, they like, with the whenever, like, because if you guys do not know, the Chapeltown Rag is included in this album. When they released this as a song, as a single, same thing I thought, and this is why I mentioned All Out Life. All Out Life was like basically saying, hey, we're back again. However, All Out Life is not going to be a part of the We're Not Your Kind album. It's going to stay as a single. And, I get it, like, I understand their perspective, because the All Out Life it's a fucking great song. I was like, I'm like, I haven't heard from them in a while, and they're finally back, and they brought this banger, I'm so hyped. And so I understand, yes, leave it out, I have Spotify, I can always just play whenever, and I have the We're Not Your Kind album. However, again, I'm just like, I feel like We're Not Your Kind could have been better, and that's the thing. And I was worried, because honestly, though, 2019, it was how long? We're talking 3 years, okay? 3 years to 3 years. We're talking about a 3-year break. And honestly, yes, I'm already older. Time goes by faster for me. I don't know about you youngsters. I see some of you young demographics that are listening to this podcast, which by the way, hello. But some of us, like in the millennials, I'm pretty sure time is going by so fast, and I feel like this album came out so fast. So I was really worried. I'm not gonna lie. My expectations listening to this album was a tad bit low, only because once they made the announcement that they were gonna release this album, they announced it by coming out with the Dying Song, and I was just like, well, the Dying Song is pretty good, and we'll talk about that in a bit. And then Yen came out, and I'm like, holy shit. Okay, all right, y'all got me there. I was like already hype at this point. And again, we're gonna talk about Yen once we dive into the album. Some of you guys, I know, like these songs, these 3 songs that I just mentioned, the Chapeltown Rag, the Dying Song, Time to Sing, and Yen. These 3 songs have been out for quite some time, but you guys have not really listened to my reaction overall. So I will include that in the albums, even though, I kind of skipped the Chapeltown Rag in a way. But no, actually, you'd be surprised at things I found out on Chapeltown Rag that you probably did not notice. If you guys have listened to the Chapeltown Rag, constant repeated before the album came out, and then when you listen to the album now, I'm about to point out some stuff that you probably didn't even notice. I'm gonna be so mad. But anywho, this album literally, it gave me a glimpse of hope again, but my expectations were low. And the thing is that I understand with the events that are happening, especially now in this album that came out, we already found out that, Joey Jordison unfortunately passed away. Clown did address, Clown, or, Shaw Crahan, however you guys know him, number 6, however you guys know him. He did say there was an interview that he was doing, and they actually put it on their social media. It was something like, Clown said that, nothing's gonna stop Slipknot. Band members passing away is not gonna stop them. Members leaving the band is not gonna stop them. And he was referring about Chris Fenn, because they replaced it with, I think his name was Mike. I forgot his name, but it's Tortilla Man. I call him Tortilla Man, and he will be forever known as Tortilla Man. Recently, actually, too, when they were promoting Hive Mind, which I'm so glad I did not listen to that just yet. I listened to it when the album came out. Tortilla Man was promoting it on social media, and I was like, the man speaks. Oh my God. And for those that do not know, Tortilla Man has been a part of the band for quite some time now. I think it's since in the beginning. But I don't know if he was like a touring friend or whoever, but he's been involved in the band, so it was perfect for him to be the one to replace Chris Fenn. But I mean, it is what it is. I have nothing against Chris Fenn. Things happen, legal stuff happen, and again, I'm surprised that I still follow him on Instagram. I kind of need to start following, Jay and B-Man too. I actually saw Jay's Instagram, which we're gonna talk about that in a bit, and I was like, I'm surprised I don't follow him. But anywho, let's move on. But yeah, so like how I mentioned, the album was announced with the Dying Song. So after that, I think everybody was really excited. But again, I was the only one that probably had the doubts. But again, the Dying Song was a good way to introduce this album. It's like, hey, we're giving you this banger, and be prepared, or expect the unexpected when it comes to this album, because it's probably gonna be, well, obviously it's a blend of all of their past albums. And you'd be surprised of what blends I also noticed of. It wasn't just Slipknot itself. But anywho, the thing I noticed in this album that it's starting to worry me just a little bit. I don't know. The album is called The End So Far. And I'm over here like, is this a message to us, like the maggots, If you guys do not know, the fans of Slipknot are called maggots. But yeah, I guess I'm considered a maggot. It's kind of cringy when I say it out loud, but I mean, I don't know. Anywho, but I'm like, is this a message for them to tell us, like, are we just not gonna get any music ever, or like for a while, or what? Like, is there something going on that we should know about? Like this The End So Far, kind of like the title itself kind of worries me, And the thing is that, sorry, I'm over here hitting the phone with the microphone. And the thing is that usually sometimes like a lot of band members, when they release the name of the title of the album, they also include the title a song with the same title. So I was expecting like maybe they had, well, I mean, before they released the track list, I was wondering maybe they have a song that's really really good that's called The End So Far. And then I got an email from, Knotfest or Slipknot, that were like, here's the track list of the album. And I was like, there's no song called The End So Far. What does this mean? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they probably talked about the title. I just haven't found the video or the footage for it. But I'm kind of worried. I'm just like, are we not gonna see songs for a while? Let me find out the next. Oh my god, I swear to god, this is gonna be hilarious. But I'm like, let me find out the next Slipknot album. I'm finally pregnant or already have a kid, and then I'm just like, bro, y'all took forever. My kid's already 5, but hey, I don't mind taking my future potential offspring to the next Slipknot concert. This is how I know. I was like, I'm pretty sure by the time, I swear to god, I'm gonna listen to this episode one day and be like, look child, look what I predicted. But I have a feeling, yes, the next Slipknot album, I will be with child, one way or another. I don't care if I have to adopt kids already. I'm already getting older. I'm closer to my 30s. It's about time I settle down. But we'll see. Anywho, but like I said, yeah, I'm kind of worried about that name of the album. We will see how that goes. I'm kind of worried. But anywho, I still have not bought the album. I actually pre-ordered the album, and this is the sucky part about pre-ordering albums, is that you won't get the album the day of unless if you actually go to the store and buy it yourself physically. I pre-ordered this album through Target, and I got both the CD and the vinyl because I have a record player now. So apparently I'm not gonna get the album itself, or the CD album, until Sunday, and then the vinyl I should be getting it I think on Tuesday. And the thing that kind of sucks is I would have loved to review the CD and the album and man, I should have gone to Target today, now that I think about it. Oh well, I'm recording the episode. If anything, I'll probably on the next episode I'll probably give you guys a review of how the album artwork looks like, but if you guys already saw it, I'm pretty sure it's good. I won't be able to see it until this coming weekend, unfortunately. But yeah, I pre-ordered the album on Target. I did see Slipknot did have like, different colors of the vinyls. Like one of my favorite ones, I'm not gonna lie, was the purple one. And because I am a broke cheap college student, I also saw that I had to pay like $15 in shipping and handling, and I was just like, I'd rather just get it for free somewhere else, and I was like, Target's probably the best because discounts. But anywho, yeah, so the only way I managed to listen to the album was through Spotify. And the thing is that when I was listening to the album, I couldn't help but to notice the artwork that they have. If you guys have Spotify, I don't know if Apple Music has this, but I know for Spotify, like when you listen to the album, instead of the artwork itself, you get this little visual effect through that the band members or whoever the artist provides. Each song has a different band member. Like Adderall, we had Corey Taylor. The Dying Song, they actually feature the footage from the music video that they have. The Chapeltown Rag, they have this little GIF looking thing that they did whenever they announced the single cover. So it's basically the single cover. Again, same thing, music video. Hive Mind, we got Craig Jones, or 133, or number 5, however you want to call him. Warranty, we got V-Man. Medicine for the Dead, we have Jim Root. Acidic, we have Mick Thompson, also number 7. Heirloom, we have Tortilla Man. I wonder if they give him numbers, or unless if they disbanded the numbers at this point, but we'll see. And then Hell, or H377, we have DJ Starscream in the building. Sid Wilson. Desad, I want to say that's how you pronounce it, because that's how I've been hearing it. We have Jay, the drummer, and then finale we have Clown. So that's what a total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. There's 12 songs, and 9 of them, yeah, we have the band members, and then 3 of them we have the the covers of, you know, whatever the single or the music video, however it is. So it's pretty good that they actually gave each band members like what do you call it, for them to be featured on the songs on Spotify. Again, I know most of you guys have different ways of listening. Again, this podcast is available everywhere. Wherever you guys listen to y'all's music, the album is there. So definitely check it out. If you guys want to listen to the album first before we dive into the whole review of the album, feel free to do so. But really quick, I did wanted to touch about the whole Instagram thing. Literally, I'm kind of envious right now over the fact because today is March. Oh shit, I'm a few months behind. No. This September the 30th, literally the last day of September. Now we're already about to hit in spooky season. But right now, Jay posted on his Instagram. I actually just put it on my story. If you guys are following me on Instagram, definitely check it out. If not, follow me at It's Lielers. It's Lielers on Instagram. Jay posted the album, and he was like, oh yeah, I came to pick up the album at a local shop. And because tomorrow, October 1st, they're going to be in Albuquerque. Well, they're already in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Fortunately, I'm kind of pissed. I'm fucking jealous at this point because I wish I was there. But Jay posted the album in front of the Astro Zombies comic book shop. And I'm so jealous right now because not only I wish I was there, but also I'm like, I have not been to Astro Zombies since 5 years. Like, once I saw it, I'm like, I saw the mural and everything. I'm like, oh, take me back. That's also on my Instagram from 5 years ago. So if you guys scroll all the way down, you will see me posing in the mural and also with some of the Albuquerque police and horses. That shit was, that's a one of a kind experience. But yeah, I was kind of, you know, jealous, and you know, probably like part of me was just like, you know, like what do you call it? I swear, if Garrett, Cyrus, and Summer, if you guys are listening, you guys are so lucky that Slipknot's over there. But I don't think they're gonna be seeing them. But who knows? That's their life. I wouldn't know. But yeah, I'm really jealous that, you know, Slipknot is going to Albuquerque. They were actually in Austin and Dallas not too long ago, but of course it wouldn't be here where I'm at. So I'm kind of sad that, you know, I mean, I could have gone, but I'm also dying at the same time. Let's sing the dying song. But you know, I wouldn't do that. Like, I'm not that crazy. I mean, I know that, like, I have friends that literally travel God knows how far just to see My Chemical Romance. You know, I'm not that kind of person. I'm like, I already did Rammstein, you know, I already got Rona. I think I'm good right now. Hopefully Slipknot does end up coming back to Houston, because I swear to God, I'm like, with these songs that just came out, I don't even know what they would perform. Honestly, if they performed a Dying Song again, you know, I'm already like that meme on SpongeBob, just lifting off of the ground and just floating at this point. But anywho, again, if you guys are interested in listening to the album before we dive into it, feel free to do so. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into it now. But first, a word from our sponsors. All right, welcome back. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into the end so far. Hopefully it's not so bad. By Slipknot. So again, remember, my expectations were really low, but wait till y'all hear what I have to say about these songs. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the first and foremost, the first song of the album, which is called Adderall. For those that have ADHD, me, I was like, Slipknot, what do y'all know about Adderall? But then again, it's so common, you know, obviously a lot of people with ADHD take these pills to enhance more focus. Me, however, I have ADHD and I just don't care at this point. If my future child has ADHD, I'm be hella pissed. I was like, imagine me who can't concentrate, and then worse, my future potential child, if I ever do have them, just roaming around, and I'm just like, sweet Jesus, no. I'm like, I can already imagine it. I already have a headache. But anywho, All right, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive into Adderall now. When I listened to the song overall, I was like, sweet Jesus, this is a first for Slipknot. I don't think I have listened this kind of music melody, the way how the rhythm is, by far. And I'm not gonna lie, it sounds very soothing. At first, as soon as the song started, it gave me this hip-hop feel and at the introduction. Now the chorus is very pleasant at first, and then from then, just like I said, it very soothing. But it gave me, if you guys know the artist Gorillaz, it gave me that kind of vibe, and I was like, oh my god, what is this, and for whenever you hear the chorus, like, ooh, I'm gone, ooh, I'm on to you now, and I'm just like, I like this, like I was listening to it and I'm just like, this is something I could get high on if I ever did drugs or just smoke weed or whatever. Like, this is something I definitely wanted to listen to. It's a first for Slipknot. Like, this is one of the songs that you can appropriately play and just be like, oh yeah, this is Slipknot, and you're like, for those that do not know like who Slipknot is, they're gonna be like, what? I thought they were heavy or something. And I'm like, this is just the start. And I love it. I love that they actually had this in the beginning of the album, because it's like, how I mentioned the Rammstein concert, like, you have heavy, then you have to have some breaks here and there. Nah, they were like, Slipknot was like, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and start off smooth. Like, you're starting off the really smoothest journey ever. And again, it's a first for Slipknot, but it's perfect the way how it just blended in, later on, once they actually still put in that rock feel, again, kind of like Gorillaz. It just went so well. And then Corey Taylor's voice, oh my god, this man and his vocals, I still cannot, I'm sorry, I fangirl over Corey Taylor's voice. It's just beautiful, literally. But I really did like that part. And then there was a part I want to say it's at the bridge or somewhere over here, and I have the lyrics over here, and we're gonna be referencing a bunch of stuff that I saw. Like, they only did it though on the Dying Song, the Chapeltown Rag, and Yen. They did some stuff on Genius.com. Again, keep in mind, I do not have the album, so I'm barely getting exposed to these lyrics for the first time. And yeah, like, some of these lyrics, like the lyrics and the verses, like, they were really, really good. However, I think I want to say, where is it? Here we go. It's on the bridge. It's after, I want to say, the second chorus. After the second chorus, there is a bridge on here, and then it just keeps saying, I'm onto you. Which side do you want to be? This side's got a hold on me. Don't try this at home for me now. And then there is this part that says, slide away from thoughts and prayers the easy way. And I'm just like, what does this mean? I was just like, this is like, you're trying to tell me something, Corey. What is it you tell me now? And I don't know if it's like, because once I hear the word thoughts and prayers, like, I've said it before, especially whenever Joey and Paul passed away, I'm just like, is this a reference to something about people passing away? Let me find out. We will never know. For those that actually dive into like the lyrics even more, they can find their own interpretations of it. But I just want to highlight that little part of the lyrics of Adderall that kind of like caught me, and I'm just like, hold up, he's speaking to me. I'm trying to figure out what it is. But other than that, I really like this cool introduction that they did for the album. Again, like, once it starts, I'm just like, it does, honestly, the song is called Adderall, and for somebody that has ADHD, this shit does make me feel like I am on Adderall, okay? I see what they did there. I am starting to realize the meaning of the freaking title song now. Like, I was writing my thoughts of it, and it never occurred to me how I felt while I'm listening to the song. And I'm like, yeah, it does feel like I'm taking Adderall. Okay, so now I know. If you guys ask me what am I listening to, and if I say Adderall, that's because I need to stay focused now. Let me find out. I start listening to this song more whenever I'm doing my assignments and actually help me focus. I'm gonna test that theory now. I want to see if that actually works. I have a test that's coming up, and I'm just like, I need something to stay focused so I can study. So there's that. But anywho, let's go ahead and move on to the next song, which is the Dying Song, also known as Time to Sing. If you guys have seen the music video, I'm gonna make some references on there. But the music video, the way how it was beautiful. It's like a disco ball in a way. Whenever they were flashing the logo, like the Slipknot logo, just turning around, was pretty good. Now, how it started, the album, like the song, sorry, it is pretty good. I like that little I don't it's not a techno beat, but it's like a little bass boosted beat that you hear in the background when Corey's singing, put your hands into the water, let your mouth go sick and dry, put your life into the death round, let them sing you want until you die. Okay, anywho, that part I was like, oh, okay, like you're preparing me, you know. If I'm pretty sure you fuckers that already got to see Slipknot perform this live, I'm pretty sure that shit was amazing. And then, you know, hearing the part that, you know, the die, you know, part, I'm like, oh, you guys are so lucky, you know. I'm like, I wish I could sing this song on the top of my lungs, even though I don't know the lyrics from heart, but just yet. But anywho, I want to point out something on the lyrics itself. Okay, so I just said it right now. On Genius, this is under review, but somebody did say on here on Genius, says that the irony on the part that says put your hands into the water, let your mouth go sick and dry. This person did say that, you know, in their annotation is the irony here is that the water is being used to wash the hands when what is really needed for is hydration. Corey is saying that we as people have the necessary tools to save ourselves, yet we choose instead to ignore the issue and instead try to cleanse ourselves with the filth we endure. And so far this comment has 27 likes. And I'm like, that's a good way to interpret the lyrics. Again, I have different ways to interpret some lyrics, and this one is probably the best way ever. And the thing is that whenever Slipknot, you know, or even Corey, whenever he's writing these the lyrics and everything, you know, there's always meaning behind the lyrics. And it's not, you know, just saying die. No, it's like there's ways to improve, you know. And I think that's what, I don't know if We're Not Your Kind, for me, in my point of view, like it wasn't as good, is because the lyrics were more so like speaking to the audience, and me, I just want to jam out. You know, I'm kind of ignorant in a way when it comes to listening to music and the lyrics behind it. But then now when I started seeing, you know, like trying to find the meaning behind the lyrics, which we're gonna dive into on Yen, you know, I'm just like, hold up, this means something, hold up, you know. But honestly, there was the lyrics on itself, on the Dying Song, there is so many references on here. And you know, Corey, the way when he does these lyrics, he's like storytelling, and that's the reason why I also listen to Rammstein. Like every little song in there is like just storytelling at this point. But melody wise, it's heavy, it's necessary, it's like it's give me the Devil and I Am vibes, you know. And the reason why I say this is because the way how the song starts, obviously we have that one verse where, you know, Corey's just singing, but then it goes from heavy, and then when the verse, it's really catchy. But you know, Corey isn't screaming during the chorus. I think it's the pre-chorus. Oh no, wait, is it the pre-chorus? I want to say no. During the chorus, yeah. The heart begins to suffer when the soul has given up. On that part on the chorus, he's singing. He's not screaming. He leaves the verses to the singing. So yeah, it goes from heavy to soft, and then, or you know, melodic, however you guys want to say it, and then we're back to heavy. You know, and that's the thing I love the pattern between Slipknot is, you know, it's not all consistent heavy or all consistent chorus. There's some songs where they blend it both ways, and you'll see on some other songs it's the same way. And then don't even get me started again with the music video, the way how, you know, they bring that the headbanging. Like, if you've seen the music video, you already know, and you start imagining on it whenever you're listening to just the song itself. You know, you're like, you feel like you're jamming with the band. It's amazing. And it pumps up, like, it pumps the maggots already. But anywho, as we dive into more into the lyrics again, these next 3 songs, this one and the next 2 songs, we're gonna dive into it with the lyrics even more, because again, I do have a lot of people suggesting what these lyrics mean, so that way you guys understand that, hey, maybe it's not all about the music, it's also about the lyrics too. You know, there's a reason why lyrics exist. There's a part where it says radical then rhetorical. By the way, I found out rhetorical is mispronounced a lot. Is actually rhetorical. No, wait. I don't know. Rhetorical would be the proper way, but I found out like rhetoric is actually rhetoric. I was like, wait, what? But anywho, it says radical rather than rhetorical, babble like an oracle. Nice writing, by the way. 20 people like this one annotation that says oracle, a priest or priestess acting as a medium through whom advice or prophecy was sought from the gods in classical antiquity. This line seems to mean that people viciously argue and tear each other apart, radical, over their own political views, rather than have civil discussions and debates over what they believe in, rhetorical. They keep talking and spewing crap they may think it's right, but in reality, it's all stuff they come up with no suit to themselves. Now, this, again, like, I mean, I've been studying communications for I don't know how long, and right now we're talking about intercultural communication, and it's crazy. I agree with this person, because again, at the end of the day, like, Corey's trying to send the message like, hey, there is a way to find peace. You know, there is so many ways to find peace. Like, you can be friends with people that have opposite points of views if they're willing to see your points of views as well. We can literally create peace. But at the end of the day, the fucking ego is what takes over the people's mind. And this is why we are so divided in so many ways, especially here, you know, in the States. But anywho. And then literally on the first verse still, you know, Corey also mentions communist comatose. And then somebody did put an annotation. It only has 5 likes. And it says, most likely about the Red Scare and the Cold War. And then there's another verse that says, the middle of a nuclear winter is a modern achievement of the apocalyptic horde. Oh my god, I'm having trouble pronouncing this. And this one, I'm only gonna touch a few things, but this one, however, it has 12 likes, and it says recent current events have caused to ask whether the United States is a new Cold War with the Russian Federation. And so they even mentioned the things that are happening with Ukraine on this little part, and honestly, that's something else. And then the last one that we're gonna touch base on this part, when Corey sings, Satan, you must be mistaken, there are no more Satans, only the bosses on the board. And this one person annotated, again, this one has 15 likes. And then the person says, recently there has been a resurgence of labor union organizing in the United States, with strikes occurring at Kellogg's, Tyson, and unionization efforts at Starbucks and Amazon. The quote bosses and board members of the above mentioned companies are hostile to unions and strikes. Only could see this hostility to workers demanding higher wages as an expression of evil, but the singer points out that there are no more Satans. The song alludes to bosses and board members have diametrically opposed material interests to the workers demanding higher wages. So again, it's the dying song. It's time to sing your heart out, because at the end of the day, you're probably going through the same phase. You're probably going through some of these experiences, and at the end of the day, it's not all about religion. You have to, you know, face the reality of the world that we live in, and it's actually more scarier than what it is, you know. And I'm assuming, you know, Corey as long as, yeah, it's a banger and everything, but in behind the lyrics itself, there's a story to be told. Whether, again, if people are going through it, in real life, or like how we mentioned the unionization, or just, everything else, it's, it's an anthem. It's literally an anthem. But at the end of the day, it's some people may agree to it, some people don't. People might just sing their hearts out and not really know what they're really singing. Isn't that what mostly all of us do nowadays? But I'm sure, like I said, Corey probably wrote these lyrics just to, or it might have not been just Corey. It probably would have been everybody else as well in Slipknot. That, it's like, hey, we're trying to spread a message, and I hope that, yeah, you guys are jamming out, but pay attention to what we gotta say, and I'm sure that's something he does when he performs it live. So the Dying Song, definitely one of my favorite songs for sure, but is it my top favorite song? Stay tuned. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and move on because I can't touch on all the annotations on genius.com. If you guys are interested in what I read, of course, there is more I probably left out. Definitely check out the song lyrics of the Dying Song on genius.com and read those annotations that I read. It's pretty interesting the people say when they interpret these lyrics. But the next song we're going to touch base is the Chapeltown Rag. Now, this was a single that came out. I want to say it came out like during the winter. Was it the winter? No. There's no way it was in the winter. It was like probably, I forgot when this came out. But I want to say when this came out, I remember it was like cold or something, but it wasn't that long that it was released. But when this song came out, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, I at first, yes, it gave me the original self-titled Slipknot album. The way how the song started, it was Eyeless, was it? Or Sick? I want to say it was Eyeless that it gave me the vibe of. And then I'm like, okay, let's go back to the OG roots. And then especially whenever they released a single on YouTube, or, whenever they released a cover of this album, or the single, sorry, they basically gave it the Slipknot font, which is pretty cool. I liked it. And so I was wondering, maybe they're going to go back to new metal. It's been a while since we had new metal Slipknot. But then again, is new metal still a thing? Who knows? But anywho, again, if you guys have not listened to the Chapeltown Rag, again, you guys have not heard of my reaction, definitely check it out. But it is heavy. This is a heavy song. We've been wanting more heaviness from Slipknot. This definitely does, like, whenever I listen to the song itself on this album, it makes so much sense because it blends well with the album. The same I guess the same rhythm that they have in both Adderall, the Dying Song, and then the next coming songs, it blends so well. However, you will tell the difference between the single Chapeltown Rag and the album version of the Chapeltown Rag. But again, it comes off heavy. I will say this. It's heavy, and then I want to highlight the pre-chorus again. Pre-chorus, I want to say, is not the first one, because we have the intro, the verse 1, the chorus, verse 2. Yeah, pre-chorus. Whenever they say, we don't deny what is wrong with our lives, we can't decide what is left of our right to silence our remains. Buried in the back, I'm sick and alive, hollow as a breath the further you dive. Now, this person did had an annotation. I won't dive into it, but the person did say it was about cancel culture. She suggests it was about that. For me, the way how I interpret this part is that we don't deny what is wrong with our lives. It's a good way of just owning up to your mistakes, owning up for who you are, and don't change it. And like, if you're gonna change it to better yourself. But if it's something that you are and you're proud of, and just other people don't like it, stick with it. If it benefits you, that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, you're taking care of you and not others. So that pre-chorus will always stand out to me. I love it. And so on all the verses, of course, I want to say when Corey sings, yeah, it's really, really fast. Kind of like Spit It Out vibes, but, a little bit more better where you can understand him. So, you gotta catch up when you're singing this song. Now, I want to say it's after the bridge. Or maybe after the pre-chorus, and then we got the chorus and then the bridge. Or no, after the chorus, then we're getting to the bridge to read all about it if you want to know. Everything is God Online. Okay, so on that part, I could not help but to notice, and this is what I mean, that the single Chapeltown Rag is different than the album Chapeltown Rag. I'm listening to the album version, and I could not help but to notice that they added some stuff in there. And what I mean by added is that they added a guitar rhythm, and I'm just like, this is not in the original single. And I literally did a compare and contrast of the single and the album. Yep, they added some stuff in the album version of Chapeltown Rag, so it's different. The melody itself, I don't think the lyrics are different. It's just that little part that they added in. So definitely check it out if you guys are want to listen to it. And if you guys don't have access to the single version, it's gonna be online. Definitely check it out online, and then do the compare and contrast. But yeah, I caught that, and I was like, holy shit. I liked it. I like that they added some things, and it's like, yeah, no, just because we have it on the album doesn't mean we're gonna keep it the same. Let's go ahead and improve a little bit. And I want to say, I actually like the album version a little bit much better than the single version because of what they added into it. But yeah, anywho, let's go ahead and move on. I literally been rambling for 22 minutes, and I only been to 3 songs. I kind of need to wrap it up because I am going to work tomorrow. Okay, the next song of the album is Yen. Yen is my favorite song before the album came out. You'll see why. But Yen is one of my favorite songs in the album. I'm big as a sucker for Corey Taylor, whenever it comes to this song. And the thing is that, yes, it's really smooth. Like, remember how I told you about the patterns of, Slipknot's rhythm? In this part, all the verses that they have is sung in melody smooth, like smooth as Corey Taylor as he can be. And then when he gets to the chorus, it gets heavy. It gets really brutal, and it's beautiful. And I think for me, it's just, once he's screaming, then, he sings his chorus. Like the chorus, the way how it goes, and I swear to God, I fucking love the chorus. When he goes, as the knife goes in, cut across my face, cut across my skin, when my death begins, I want to know that I was dying for you. And he's screaming through that part, but on the part where he's melodically singing I died for you is just chef's kiss. It's beautiful. And the thing is that, like, I don't even know, like, it's not even like just the chorus itself. It's, I think, after the I want to say after the second chorus, I want to say they did it. They have this solo where we first get Sid, or Sid, Zero, DJ Starscream, however you guys want to call him. When Sid has his DJ solo, it's really catchy. I love it. And then hence in the guitar solos in there, and then add a little bit of piano or whatever they have in the background. It's so good. And then we still have more of Corey's voice. Is just it's so beautiful. On the part where he's singing the I guess on the bridge, I wish this pain could last forever, and I wish this kill could make me suffer so good. The part where he's singing that, it's just the music video, by the way, sweet Jesus, is crazy. By the way, if you guys saw that scene where it looks like Corey's hugging someone and they're just burning a fire, those were actually like stunt doubles in a way, or not stunt doubles, those are professionals, so the person that was under the Corey's mask was not really Corey Taylor himself. But still, that shit was so beautiful. Like, I'm like, Slipknot, can you get any better at this point? I'm like, just when I thought y'all were at y'all's peak, y'all still brought it back. But yeah, but it's just, I love Yen, I really do. But then there's more songs, and we're gonna go ahead and dive into that. They really didn't have any annotation. Oh, well, they actually had one annotation for Yen, and I'll go ahead and dive into it really, really quick. But it's basically the first verse, you're the sin that I've been waiting for. The hands around my throat is all I can think about. The sweat and blood. I would feed you all my pleasures just to drown in all of yours. And so this person has an annotation, and it has 7 likes, and it says, Corey sings about how in love he is with this person. His crush is all he can think about. She could control Corey because of his lust for her. He would do anything for her. And I'm just like, crush? You mean his wife? Yeah, I mean, who knows? Or maybe this is a whole different perspective. Maybe it wasn't Corey that wrote those lyrics. Maybe it's somebody else, but who knows? But anywho, that was the only annotation they had for Yen, so might as well read it out. But overall, for me, is not even the lyrics that kind of caught my attention. It's just mostly how it sounded, and the way how beautiful Corey's voice just blends with the music. Yen, I'm telling you, Yen before the album came out was my favorite of all time. If I could repeat that song so many times, I would. But is it my favorite of all the other Slipknot songs? We shall see. To be continued. We'll talk about that once I finish about the whole album. But anywho, let's go ahead and move on. Hive Mind. Hive Mind was the next song, and I'm not gonna lie, Hive Mind, the way how it started, it was really creepy. Signature Slipknot style, like always. In my point of view, if you guys have listened to Tattered and Torn in their original album, kind of gave me that little vibe. Or there's another one, Prosthetics. That was another one, but Prosthetics, it wasn't creepy. Tattered and Torn was a little bit more. Yeah, especially if you guys have listened to Frail Limb Nursery, that shit was creepy. And it's I don't even know, they never included that little intermission whatever on the original album, but I think on the special edition, if you guys look it up on YouTube, the Frail Limb Nursery, that is the most creepiest thing I have ever listened to this day. I don't even want to hear it. Just thinking about it kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety. Honestly, that is probably one of the creepiest things Slipknot has ever done. This, however, Hive Mind, not too creepy at all. Still creepy, but not as creepy as Frail Limb Nursery. So if you guys want to check it out, it's probably on YouTube. Anywho, and so again, it's a Slipknot signature, so I'm not surprised. And the thing is that I want to say in the very first verse, it made me feel like I wish I was there watching them perform live. It was really good. I want to say, I think is the first and the second verse were really, really good. However, the chorus didn't deliver for me personally. The solo after the bridge, it was amazing. And the reason why I say because of the verses, there was the part where, on the verse that says where Corey sings, better pull off the hood, and I'm pretty sure Clown and Tortilla Man, you will hear them in the background singing get it off, and then set it off. That part gets you more pumped. That little theme that they had on the first and the second verse, definitely good. But the chorus, however, the way how it is, for your own information, for your own entertainment, this hell comes to you live, and if you need some assistance, a little time to convince it, dial it in your sordid hive mind. I was like, yeah, it's the lyrics are like the way how I said it. Yeah, sure, they sound good, but I don't know. I mean, once I heard it, I was like, could have been better. But no, like I said, it was good. That outro, even better. I was like, just the solo itself, I want to say yeah, but the song, not so much. That's why I was like, here we go. Yeah, like, again, I'm pretty sure some other people are probably like, what are you talking about? This is good. For you guys, it's good. For me, I'm just like, I wish the chorus kind of delivered. Like, I want everything to be delivered, you know? Like how I just reviewed these last few songs. Yeah, they were pretty good. I mean, we heard it before. I mean, it took a while for me to get into the Chapeltown rag. I'm not gonna lie. But now it's like, oh, I see how it's catchy now. It took a while. Who knows? Maybe later on Hive Mind would be one of my favorites. But for right now, it just didn't deliver for me. But we'll go ahead and keep moving on. So, but the next song is called Warranty. Holy shit. Warranty is my current favorite song. From the album, current favorite song. Top one for sure. And I only say this because yes, that one is like, in this album I do have a lot of favorite songs, or not a lot, I have a few, but Warranty takes the number one spot for me. The only reason why is because it gives me a collaboration of both Custer and Pulse of the Maggots. Like the way how it is, the way how it starts, I'm like you know, like I'm like, if they play Warranty live, you best believe I will be headbanging to the toppest of levels. I don't care if I have to break my neck. I don't care if I have to go through the same thing I did with Rammstein. I will go through it again times 10. I don't know if I'm really overhyping Warranty at this point. But anywho, it was so good. Like, you know, the whole time I'm just like, please let me headbang. Like, I at this point I'm like, you know, and I want to say, was it the chorus? The chorus, it gave me a little bit of the Nameless on volume 3, the subliminal verses, and I think it was on their verses, you know, where they're singing on one part. Well, actually no, Corey Taylor would scream on one part, you hear more screaming in the background, and so that's kind of like the blend that it had, where, you know, Corey will sing, you hear, you know, Clown and Tortilla Man in the background screaming, and it goes like they take turns, and it will be during the chorus. You know, it says too smart, but you can't imagine, too much time in the old abandoned. My advice, now don't think twice. You always buy brand new. Too smart, but you can't imagine. And then, you know, too much time in the old abandoned, and so forth, so forth. They take turns, and I'm like, you know, and I was like, you know, like breathing so hard, because I'm like, oh my god, like I feel like I'm gonna pass out because it's so good, and the way how heavy it is, even better. I'm just like, this is what I've been wanting. If only the whole album, well, I mean, I want to say yes, the whole album is kind of like this, but still, this song delivered for me. The bridge, for some reason, oh my god, don't even get me started on the bridge. The bridge was like a blend of Before I Forget, Duality and Unsainted, because of the chorus, or not chorus, the voices, the background, whatever it is, those little orchestra, whatever they had in the background. Beautiful, literally chef's kiss. I was like, it's like and I think it was the refrain that I also was like, hold up, because on the bridges, your warranty is not a guarantee to me, your innocence is just a blah, blah, blah. But anywho, it's just the part where, you know, your warranty is not a guarantee to me. I was like, you know, and then what do you call it, was it the refrain? Oh yeah, the refrain, got it all back, but I blew it on the trade-in. Isn't that what you came here for? And then he just repeats it over and over again. But still, I'm like, and then just to end it, fucking Corey, all you hear is just him laughing, and I'm like, I see what you did there, bitch. Yes, this song was a banger. Yes, you knew you delivered. Okay, with like your ego just took you the best of you, and you're over there laughing, and I'm over here trying to recover. Seriously, things you guys do for me. But anywho, it was good. Such a headbanger. 10 out of fucking 10. If honestly, at this point, I would have said Slipknot takes the cake. But no, because then the next song was Medicine for the Dead. I'm not gonna lie. Medicine for the Dead was probably not one of my favorites. And the only reason why is because, like, I think the chorus could have been a little bit better, but it was a little bit catchy. It made me feel like, you know, my head was just twirling. And on the part where it says, your condition is a symptom, and we'll have to give you medicine for the dead, drink me, and then, you know, they repeat themselves. But I'm just like, I don't know what it is, that the way how the tone just sounds, it's, you know, it's, yeah, it's catchy. But other than that, that's it. That was the only thing I like. I had the verses didn't catch up to me, and then I'm reading the lyrics and I'm just like, I guess, you know, I'm pretty sure I gotta like reread these lyrics, because again, I haven't memorized them. It's gonna take a while for me to memorize these lyrics, and then once I listen to the song and then put, you know, lyrics and music together, maybe I'll see it in a whole different view. But for right now, I'm just like, it just didn't slap for me, so sadly gotta move on. So the next song will be Acidic. I think I have a lot of thoughts on this one. I really love how it started. The guitar intro reminded me of The Shape. Now, The Shape, well, actually, the guitar and I want to say it's the chorus itself too. Was it the chorus? Well, not the chorus. I guess that when they were going into the verses. Yeah, into the while they were in the verses, there's no chorus in this song actually. So the intro and the verses in between, The Shape vibes, literally. If you guys have not listened to The Shape, it's on Slipknot's Iowa album. That's one of my favorite songs in that album. And it's the part where, you know, they go into the chorus and they say separate, and then Corey singing I lost my only way. That little part when he's singing it, you can hear how they break his voice. That's what I hear in the in through one of the verses, especially when they're like on verse 2 where it says come and lead me on, come and see me on, come and feed me on. Like that part gave me that. And then same thing with the I'm over here slapping my headphones. Same thing for, you know, when they like started off. I kind of get that vibe, which I'm kind of glad, you know, yeah, bring some of Iowa's materials on here, you know, because again, The Shape is one of my favorite songs, definitely a banger. But the thing is that like afterwards I also got a glimpse of a Halloween piano, like for like a tad bit. I was like, what is this, Halloween, you know, spooky season? I get October is tomorrow, but still, you know, it, like, I liked it. But then there was a part on the bridge where all the instruments were just everywhere. It wasn't orchestrated like how usually every song there is. Like, it was just like, all right, everybody freestyle with your instruments. It was out of whack. Kind of didn't like that. And so I was listening to the verse 3. Some of these melodies that I noticed, and you're gonna hear more of it on these coming songs. But I noticed that on verse 3 it was reminding me of a song. I could not put my finger on it. The rest of the songs that I kept listening to, I could put my finger on, and I was like, you're gonna hear me on that one. But this one, I'm like, this sounds familiar. And I want to say it's probably from a Slipknot song, which is good again, but I'm like, I can't remember. If you guys do, let me know. I'm trying again. I was like listening to it and I couldn't remember. But the outro. Now, if you guys have not listened to this particular artist, definitely do so and let me know, compare and contrast. But the outro of Acidic, it was, you know, like he was already, I think he already sang the part, you know, I'm living in the dead man's shoes. This part gave me Twin Temple vibes. Now, Twin Temple, it gives you a more like 1920s, 1950s, I want to say, you know, music, but you know, that's all satanic and all of that. There is a song, I want to say it's Let's Have a Satanic Orgy. Literally, that's what it's called. Listen to that song and then listen to this. Or there's another one, I think it's called In Lux. In Lux is spelled Lux, by Twin Temples. Listen to that and then listen to the outro of, you know, Acidic by Slipknot, and you'll see what I mean. That's the vibe that I got from them. I mean, it's nothing bad, but I was just like, Slipknot's taking notes. I'm seeing that, you know, which is not a bad thing. You know, again, it's a first for Slipknot, because I remember how I mentioned earlier, Adderall is like a blend of Gorillas. Now, Acidic, I have that blend of Twin Temples. So there's that. But overall, yeah, it was good. But I'm like, could have been a little bit better. Could have been a little bit better. um, Heirloom. We're going already with the next song. Heirloom. I'm not gonna lie. When I started listening to the verse, or once it started, and listening to the verse, this is giving me Stone Sour 30-30-150 melody, or B rhythm, however it is. You guys could probably say I'm wrong, but listen to 30-30-150 by Stone Sour, which, by the way, Corey Taylor, the singer of Slipknot, is in Stone Sour. And then at the time when 30-30-150 came out, Jim Root, the guitarist for Slipknot, or number 4, I want to say, he's also in the what do you call it, in Stone Sour, and then after that he got let go. But yeah, that's what I was getting, and I was like, I know this part, and it took a while for me to get it, and then I was like, it's 30-30-150. The way how the verses are for 30-30-150, that's what I was getting on these verses, and I'm like, okay. And then there was a part on verse 1 where Corey sings, "You can't run to the ground." The tone is so familiar. It's so familiar. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you guys hear the tone, the way how the beat or the rhythm is when he's singing that, think about Somebody Told Me by the Killers, and it's the part where he's where Brandon Flowers sings, I said maybe baby. That part, the way how it sounds is the same way how I heard "You Can't Run to the Ground," like the way, well, I mean, I can't sing it properly because again, I'm not listening to the album right now, but that's what I got. That's kind of the rhythm I got. I'm not saying it's all equal, but that's the way how the sound was clicking in my brain, and I'm like, I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's some of the vibes that I was catching. Speaking of catchy, the chorus could have been better. It did not catch my attention. The lyrics were good though, I will say that. Lyrics were hella good. For example, a moment, this is on the chorus. A moment never lasts that long. A moment never lasts so long right now. No matter how the past has gone, you'll always have the past along for a lifetime now. And then, but you can't run to the ground. Oh, you can't run to the ground. And that, I was like, I am my interpretation. I'm over here like, no matter how long, yes, the past will go on. It's going to be a part of you. And that's for people who can't let go of the past. It's like, will you let the past define who you are? Or can you improve yourself to better yourself and be somebody else, maybe 10 times better than the future? And again, yes, the past does define who we are, but it's up to us to, be better and all of that. So I'm like, this chorus was, yeah. But the way how it was delivered, it just, could have been better. But Heirloom, yeah, it was good. I'm not going to lie. It was good, but it just wasn't as hyped as it was like for Warranty or just any of their songs. But is it better than Hive Mind? I want to say, yeah, it was a little bit better than Hive Mind. I will say that. But anywho, the next song is Hell, or, H377. Now, the first day, it wasn't even me, like, I got the track list, and it didn't click to me until now. So I saw the song, the way how it was called, and I'm just like, really, guys? I was like, were y'all just trying to figure out the names, or the name of the song titles, and one of y'all was probably messing with the calculator and just literally put 4, or what is it, 7734, and put it up backwards, and it's like, oh look, and the calculator says Hell, and they were like, yeah, let's keep the H though, and then just put the 3 and the 77 together. Hopefully somebody will get the idea. I got the idea, guys, and it's not funny. It's a little bit funny, but still, I was like, really, guys? So now when I see a calculator, I'm like, oh look, it's one of Slipknot's song titles. let's go ahead and talk about it. um Besides this, I'm gonna say the chorus, beautiful. Verse 2, however, it was speaking the truth. I think the only thing I did like out of that whole song, the verses not so much besides verse 2, but the chorus alone just took everything. It just took it. And actually that's how they the chorus is how they introduced the song, you know. One of us knows who hates me, one of us loves it, and then one of us who hates me, one of us knows who hates me, one of us loves it, and I know it's you. And I was like, ooh, you know. And it's like, in a way, I'm like, are you talking to MGK or something, Slipknot, or, you know, Corey, whoever? Because, like, let's say, for example, like, it would be in that kind of way, like, you know, let's say Corey or Slipknot is actually redirecting this song to MGK. Is that his name? Whatever his name is, Machine Gun Kelly. And the reason why it's like, yeah, we know you hate me and you love it, you know. Like, some people do love to hate, and, you know, this is a really good way to catch the chorus for me. Like, I'm just like, there's some things that I hate, but I mean, I don't love to hate it, but there's just other people that are fascinated by hate, like Karen's, for example. And yes, millennials, I did use y'all's phrase. I mean, I don't say it as much, but, you know, Karens, for example, for those that do not know, or consider people that just love to stir up, you know, tension, you know, or make a big fuss out of anything just for fun. You know, y'all just love to hate. This is why the chorus kind of, you know, was like, for me, I was like, oh, I like this. But other than that, you know, I was like, I guess, you know, that's pretty much it. I want to say that Help could have been better. But other than that, that's pretty much all I gotta say besides the song title and the chorus itself. All right, and we're almost done. I've been rambling for 47 minutes. Well, after the after the, what do you call it, the little sponsors message, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be probably another long episode. Let's go. Only for Slipknot. But anywho, the next song is called Decade, or Desad. And I heard him singing it, and I was like, oh, that's how you pronounce it. I forgot already. I only listened to the album like maybe twice, and I need to memorize it, and I'm like, I don't have time. And, you know, I'm literally gonna go to work tomorrow, but I will be wearing my headphones and try to probably listen. Whoops. Nah, I probably won't. I won't do that now. I'm like, yeah, make sure I'm behaving really well for tomorrow at work. Anywho, Decade was probably one of my favorites too. I want to say it's between this one and the next song that are kind of like fighting for my number 3 or 4 spot, I want to say. The thing is that the first verse was so good. The pre-chorus, even better. And then verse 2, I'm like, holy shit. And then the bridge, oh my god. Honestly, like, I feel like I'm like, can it get any better of this? I personally got fond of the song, and it was very catchy. The guitar solo was executed flawlessly at this point, and it's a great way to introduce the outro. Now let's go ahead and dive into the lyrics. You know, that's literally what I wrote on my notes. Now, the reason why is because of the way how the verse 1 and 2, the way how Corey's voice just, again, he finds ways to blend in with the lyrics. And it's on the part where, you know, he's on the once verse that says, the fool is only when he fools again. And but the way how he sings it, it's very melodic. And then same thing, you know, to wash across my face like time began, you know, it's that. Now, pre-chorus, when he says, everybody lies when they say forever. No one will understand. Pull the stitches tight until we sever. Break me into your open hands. And honestly, like, this is really good because I'm like, some of us just want to hold on to forever. Some of us want to stay in love forever. Some of us want to live a happy life forever, you know. And I mean, when I mean by forever, some people can relate to the love part. Me, I'm just like, you know, forever can mean so long, and it's just perfect, especially whenever we were reading Twilight. Oh my god. But I really love that one verse that he's saying, just forever. And then the chorus where he's like, please forget me not, I need your simple pleasures to be God, and please my sweet Desad, Desad, that's how you say it. And my sweet Desad, just take my heart and twist me into knots. And I'm like, the rhyme. When is the last time I have listened to songs that rhyme? Honest, I'm not kidding y'all. It's been a while. And the fact that, man, Corey or whoever wrote these damn lyrics, you made it fucking rhyme and just so beautiful. And then the fucking bridge, like, something dominating nothing animated is something used. Fill me, wait a minute, kill me, fill me. I am the mood abused, carve. I am starved for the warmth of your will and the edge of your purest thrill. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Oh my god. Desad. Like, just when I think, oh my god, maybe Desad is gonna be my number 3. We still got one more song to go. But the fucking lyrics, like, it just, like, honestly, Desad is really good. I loved it. And I was like, god damn it, this album could have been good if every other song that I was, like, passing by so quick just, you know, delivered at least. Delivered. But it's okay. It's okay, you know? I'm like, it's better than We're Not Your Kind at the end of this, you know? I really loved it. However, I want to point this out really, really quick. Was it in hell? I want to say it was in hell. Excuse me, I'm over here still burping like my food from earlier. I had pizza, by the way. I finally recovered, and I'm like, I can finally eat normal food. It's been a while. Let me go ahead and eat junk food. Oh my god. Anywho, the ending of Desad, I want to say this is Sid's outro. I want to say, because he's slowly like fading out his turntables. The way how I heard this outro reminded me of Stone Sour's Inhale song. And same way how Inhale kind of ends is the same way how I was getting the Desad outro. And I'm like, okay, bring it back. You know, I'm like, that's cool. I like it, you know. So there's that. But again, I'm like, just and I haven't, like, I'm when I was reading the lyrics, I could hear the song playing in my head, and I'm like, that's right, that's how you know the song is good, is when you can actually hear the song playing in your head without having, like, you only listen to it maybe once or twice and it's still in your head. I'm like, oh yeah, yes, Desad, I want to say, is the number 3. But let's go ahead and review the final song, which is actually called Finale, the last song. And I want to say this is probably the best way to end the album. Finale. It's called Finale. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, but like, I'm not gonna be mad that it's called Finale. Like, oh, y'all could have come up with a better song title. No, it's the last song. Let it be called Finale. I don't fucking care. But the thing is that, first and foremost, when this song started, my brain and the music that I have been exposed to my whole entire life, when I hear Finale start, you guys have not listened to it, definitely listen to these 2 songs that I'm about to mention. The song gave me both Mutter, or, you know, Mother, and Rotersand by Rammstein. Yeah. Or yeah. Yeah, indeed. I hear it, and that's the first vibe I get on the first 5 seconds maybe of the song, and I'm like, holy shit, you know. I'm like, why am I getting Rammstein vibes on a Slipknot song? I'm like, I never expected to get a Rammstein vibe. I got Killers, Twin Temples, Stone Sour, but Rammstein. I'm like, let me find out. Ghost is on the next one. Let me find out. Let me find out. But yeah, honestly, it gave me those vibes, and I kind of loved it. I was like, okay, we're starting off so far so good. But I was not expecting orchestra in the background afterwards. Like once they started playing the actual song itself, you hear like an orchestra violin kind of thing in the back, and I'm like, oh, this is another first for Slipknot. Heck yeah. The song resonated even more for me, because this song, I want to say, I think it was in the chorus or the pre-chorus, it gave me, I want to say it's Gehenna or Gehenna. I don't know how they pronounce it. I want to say it's Gehenna. That one is from the All Hope Is Gone album. And same thing, that was one of my favorite songs in that album. It keeps varying. Sometimes it's Dead Memory, sometimes it's Sulfur, sometimes it's Snuff, but it just varies. But Gehenna was one of my favorite songs in that album. I mean, it still is, but it's a pretty long song, I will say that. But it's on the chorus part where it's right after the chorus where they're doing a solo in Gehenna that kind of gave me that same vibe in the chorus, sorry. In the chorus, that's how I was getting it. Now, the thing that resonated me is just it's all the verses, and I'm not gonna sing all the verses because I'm not gonna say all the verses. You guys definitely gotta listen to this song. Just listen to the damn album at this point. But the thing is that in the chorus, I have to read it. Like, I have to. It says, I know it's a shame, but I gotta stay, cause I like it here. I know it's the same, it happens every day, but I like it here. And then on the second verse, the harder work, the darker thoughts. And I'm like, and then I skip another phrase, but still, like, the long depressions, the shorter fuzz, denominator is you. And I'm like, and the reason why I say this is because, sweet Jesus, and I'm currently taking therapy because I swear to God, like, my negative thoughts take the best of me. And I actually talked about depression on one of my TikTok videos. Again, it's Lielers on TikTok if you guys want to follow me. But yeah, I suffered through depression, and I really don't talk about this a lot. However, overcoming depression is really, really hard. And the thing about this is that the only way to better yourselves is by you taking action. And this is why I tell everybody, definitely take the opportunity to help yourselves better mentally and everything. And I'm taking therapy, and I'm trying to make sure that these negative thoughts don't take the best of me, because at the end of the day, when I suffered depression, I was suicidal. I was big time suicidal when I was a teenager. And so I took therapy when I was a teenager. I'm taking therapy now because I'm not suicidal anymore. I learned to just not only face my emotions, but go through my wrongdoings, go through my mistakes. And if I see something bad happening, I try my best to stand up for it. But I am still trying to better myself, because there's just things I still need to work on, and one of them is the negative thoughts that I have in my brain. Something bad can happen to me, and out of nowhere, it's just it takes the best of me, and it leads to just anger and frustration, and sometimes at this point, just tears. And again, it's all about depression. And so when I hear this, and I'm listening, or I hear the second verse, the harder the work, the darker the thoughts. Like, I go through this, and I don't know if you guys ever go through this personally as well, for those that are listening, but like me personally, I have done so much, not only at work and at school, and I feel like it's not enough, because I feel like there are people in my life or that are like near my life that just want to make me miserable, whether if it's on purpose or accidental. They want to succeed for themselves, but I'm like, hey bitch, I'm also trying to do the same thing over here on my end. And and these people are getting more recognition than I am, and yeah, of course it gets the best of me. And because sometimes I'm not getting my way, it leads to even more and more anger. And that's how it is. You know, the harder you're putting the work, the darker your thoughts are gonna be. And the thing is that how it ends in the thing, the long depression, the shorter fuzz denominator is you. Meaning that yes, you make these things happen, but at the end of the day, you can only make yourself better. And you know, again, I'm taking therapy, and I suggest for those that are actually taking, like, you know, that are going through depression, that are, you know, having suicidal, of course, like, there are hotlines out there for sure for those that are, you know, going through suicidal stuff, sorry, that, you know, there are people out there willing to help, because at the end of the day, we don't want you to suffer. And you know, these people are so dedicated in making you feel better. Same thing with therapy, you know, it's not for crazy people. And that's the thing, I don't understand why other people just don't, you know, take it. Or I mean, you know, they got that ego at the same time. But you know, you gotta make yourself be better, and you're your only denominator in all this cause, because once you dismiss those thoughts, oh my god, it is gonna be the best thing for you. You know, I try my best to stay optimistic, but there's some people just out there that just want to make my life miserable. You know, Karens, or not it's not even Karens at this point, it's just people that, you know, they just love to hate, you know. And when they see somebody that, you know, like me, or just, you know, if you're out there that you're very optimistic, and you know, you're always trying to, you know, see things in the bright side, those people just want to make your life miserable on purpose, because if they're miserable, they want everybody around them being miserable. You know, I remember when I was younger, when I used to be fun and bubbly. Well, I mean, people say I'm fun and bubbly now, but still, they're saying, oh yeah, like, why are you so fun and bubbly? Just tone it down. Like, people would tell me to tone down the way how I am, and I hate it when people filter me like that, you know, like, you know, because I am loud. Naturally, I am loud, and people would just tell me to tone it down, and then comes in the negative thoughts that would take over. So Finale, like, when I was hearing these lyrics in Finale, I was just like, oh my god. I was like, this is a perfect time to be hearing this song. And then same thing, like, you know, just listen to the bridge. What do you call it? Everybody has a cross to bear. I nail you up on mine. Couldn't tell you, don't know where to begin. Won't crumble, not this time. I guess, you know, stay strong and everything. And I feel like on the chorus, it's like, you know, when he says, I know it's a shame, but I gotta stay here because I like it here. I don't know if he's talking about, you know, how people are so comfortable with that depression that they just want to stay like that because they know no other way. It's not like that. It really isn't, you know. And you know how I mentioned that I talked about depression on one of my TikTok videos. Again, Lielers, if you guys want to follow me, Lielers on TikTok. I talked about how, you know, yeah, I have depression, but I feel like I recommend people to definitely get a pet of their own, if anything. And I saw a comment too where somebody was like, you know, pets tend to die on me, maybe it's best to stay away. Definitely what the chorus says, you know, like, oh, I'll stay like here because I like it here. Bro, no, like, there's other ways. And I wish I could say, oh, well, I mean, you can always use shelters and whatnot, but I feel like this person is probably like that. They just want to stay depressed. You know, I feel like, you know, you don't have to be depressed. Always try to find something else. If your pet dies on you at this point, you can always visit adoption shelters. You know, I got my guinea pigs at an adoption shelter, believe it or not. Yeah, they have guinea pigs there. They also have rabbits. If you're in the Houston area, definitely visit the Houston Humane Society. Not sponsored, by the way, but still. And while I was waiting for the paperwork and everything, I literally saw people that will come to visit the animals, whether if it's the cats or the dogs, and just have like a little, you know, play date and whatnot. And they allow it, you know, and other shelters, they do it too, you know, where you can just visit these animals and then later on maybe convince you to adopt a pet, you know, because at the end of the day, there's so many animals out there that need a home, you know. My guinea pigs, I love them, you know, to death. Like, before them, I used to have a guinea pig named Bola, and I had him for like 7 years. And the thing is that when he passed away, that depression took the best of me. And I remember my ex had to deal with all of that. Like, and it wasn't just my guinea pig. My oldest dog too, he also passed away. He passed away first, and then like 2 months later, or yeah, 2 months later, my guinea pig passed away. So my depression was through the roof. Like, I never felt so miserable in my life. Even before I had, like, before I was suicidal, like, I had that big nasty depression. Like, it was horrible. But the thing is that I don't like being depressed, and the thing is that I feel like that's one of the biggest steps that people have to acknowledge is, yeah, if you like it there, that's good, but at the same time, it doesn't benefit you. Acknowledge that you can do better with yourself by staying optimistic. And I know the world is a piece of shit, and I know that, it doesn't benefit you if you ever, do change and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you're not doing yourself any good if you stay depressed. Not everything has to be about death and, cursing people off and whatnot. You gotta find some fun out there. And, it took a while for me to make friends. I will say that. I think when I moved here to Houston, it took a while to make friends. And, recently I've been having a few friends here and there, little by little. But at the end of the day, I'm like, it's nice. It's really nice to, enjoy life, and once you find your purpose and the meaning in your life and what you want to do, it's gonna be for the best. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why I love Slipknot, because I remember when I was a teenager, they helped me through my depression. And I'm not sure because back in the days, the way how they were back then, especially with overcoming addiction and all of that, some of their lyrics probably didn't resonate with me at the time, but at the same time, I learned that the world is a piece of shit, and I know that, nothing's gonna change. So, I may be going through depression, but guess what? I'm probably not the only one going through it, because their songs help me fight it. The songs made me, stay pumped up, feel energetic, and all of that. And just basically, I like how I mentioned before, I got my fuck the world, fuck everything else, attitude towards them. It probably it might not have been a good thing, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm still here, and I kind of credit them because of that, and so these lyrics, these songs that they had on this album is just giving me a really great refresher and a reminder of why I listen to them. It's beautiful. And I just realized it's past my bedtime. I'm like, I've been rambling for so long. Yeah, I never thought I'd be talking about Slipknot for so long. Literally, like, the last time I talked about them was about the concert, and that was like talking also about the Travis Scott incident, and I think that episode was like an hour and a half. This is way over. This is a really, really long one, but hey, it's okay. It's my podcast. I do my own rules. But overall, Slipknot really, really did redeem themselves on this one. Again, I mentioned earlier, I was a little bit worried if they weren't gonna deliver, because We're Not Your Kind didn't do that well. For me personally, I didn't see it as hyped as probably everybody else does, but at the same time, I listen to other bands. Slipknot will always stay on my number one list. Yes, it will continue to stay on my number one favorite band of all time. Me and Slipknot have history. We never interacted before. Well, I mean, to be fair, I have interacted with Corey Taylor before. He wished me happy birthday like a long time ago. I think I was turning 22 at that time, and back then he would just tell happy birthday to everyone. So Corey, if you're listening, my birthday's on January 23rd. Just saying. But anywho, overall, I got to see them in concert, and oh my god, it's about to be a year. October of last year. Fucking Slipknot, y'all need to fucking come back, because I have not seen y'all in almost a year. I'm kind of getting sad over here, but I got to see them in concert last year, and it's probably one of my best experiences, because again, it's my childhood favorite band of all time, and yeah, like, again, I saw Ghost live, I saw Rammstein live, like, not even 2 weeks ago. Oh my god, it's been 2 weeks, sweet Jesus. Literally 2 weeks ago, I saw Rammstein, and I thought, oh my god, the concert, yes, it was amazing for Rammstein and everything, but Slipknot, music wise, the way how it is, the history that I have with them, they will continue being my number one best band of all time. Even though right now I'm recording this podcast with a Rammstein shirt that I got 2 weeks ago, I'm still gonna say Slipknot all the fucking way. And I'm so glad. Thank you to everyone that contributed on this album, you know, especially everybody in the band, you know. Thank you so much again. Thank you for giving me that reminder, because at the end of the day, I fucking love you guys, and I'm so glad this album came out, because oh my god, I'm about to start crying. I'm gonna start getting all emotional, but it's happy tears. The finale album, the finale song was the best fucking way to end this fucking album, and I fucking love it. Overall rating, I will admit, again, because there were some songs that didn't really, you know, click home like that, I would say 8.5 out of 10 for this album. But it's a decent score. It's not a 9, it's not a 10, it's an 8.5, which is a decent score for me. Again, maybe later on I will probably like the songs that didn't catch me right then and there, because again, I still haven't been able to memorize the lyrics. I still haven't been able to blend those lyrics with the music. You know, again, Chapeltown Rag, it took a while for me to get into it, but you know, now it has. It's, you know, like playing in my head as we speak. But you know, the rest of the other songs, they were bangers, honestly. And I'm like over here still debating between which was my favorite top 3 and top 4 songs. But Decide, I forgot already how to pronounce it. Oh my god, I was just talking about it. Decide and Finale are still gonna bump heads, but for sure I want to say, like I said, Decide is probably gonna be the one. But then I was talking about Finale, and I'm like, no, Finale kind of hits home too. Whichever one, I'm just gonna put no favorites on there. They're both on my top three favorite songs. And yeah, that basically wraps up the fucking review. Like I loved it. I'm so glad I did it. I don't fucking care at this point if it's past my bedtime. I'm only gonna be working like a few hours, and then I'm gonna knock out and crash later on as I get off. But I know I wanted to do this review the day that the album came out. And again, I'm so fucking pissed that I'm not in Albuquerque, which is one of the reasons I wish I was living there right now. But Slipknot is still in their North American tour with, I want to say it's Ice Inch Kills. I don't even know how to pronounce them. It's like I swapped some of their, probably their name or whatever, but they are with Slipknot, and Slipknot's gonna be in Albuquerque tomorrow, which I wish I was there. Only dreams come true, but still, I wish I was there. I wish I got to see Slipknot soon. Like they better hit on tour again. They better come back to Houston soon, because I'm like, I kind of need my daily drug dose now, I swear. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy that they released this album. You know, I'm just gonna see them from afar, and people posting them on social media. But yeah, that basically wraps up the review for Slipknot. The end so far, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know when is gonna be the next time I record an episode again. You know, bear with me. School, and I'm finally going back to work. I'm finally recovering from Rona, so yeah, people were like, wait, you were sick with Rona, you could have uploaded. I'm like, no bitch, I gotta recover. I gotta be in bed. I was in bed the whole fucking time, and you know, dying and everything, but still. Hopefully the next episode doesn't take that long, but if not, you know, I'll probably be back in December. But if there is another episode that will come out, I will definitely talk to you guys on that next one. But take care, and I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. So yeah, I will talk to you guys on the next one.